The South China Sea, early 19th century. A dangerous frontier dominated by storms, trade routes, and outlaws. Among these waters, one figure stood above all others, Ching Shih, a woman who turned a life of desperation into a reign of terror. This is the untold story of the pirate queen who commanded the largest fleet in history and changed the game forever. The brothel bride turned pirate queen. Imagine starting life in the lowest ranks of society, only to rise to command the largest pirate fleet in history. That was Ching Shih. Born in 1775 in Guangdong, China, she began her life in a brothel, living as a prostitute to survive. But this seemingly unremarkable beginning was just the prelude to her legendary rise. In 1801, Ching Shih's life took a dramatic turn when she caught the eye of Cheng Nguyen, a feared pirate commander. But this wasn't a typical love story. Ching Shih negotiated her marriage like a business deal. She demanded equal control over Cheng Nguyen's fleet in exchange for her hand. Cheng agreed, and together they ruled the South China Sea. But this was only the beginning of her meteoric rise to power. When Cheng Nguyen died suddenly in 1807, most people expected Ching Shih to fade into obscurity. Instead, she seized control of the fleet and cemented her place as one of the most feared figures in maritime history. The pirate empire that rivaled nations. Ching Shih didn't just inherit a fleet, she built an empire. Under her command, the Red Flag Fleet grew to over 1,800 ships and an estimated 70,000 to 80,000 pirates. This wasn't a ragtag group of criminals. It was a highly organized and disciplined operation that rivaled some nations' naval forces. Her leadership was brutal but effective. She established a strict code of conduct that kept her pirates loyal and disciplined. Stealing from the fleet's communal loot, punishable by death. Disobedience during battle, also death. But here's the shocking part. Ching Shih also protected the women she captured. Any pirate caught raping a female prisoner faced immediate execution. The Red Flag Fleet's dominance was unparalleled. They controlled trade routes, extorted merchants, and defeated entire navies sent to destroy them. At one point, they even held the Qing dynasty hostage, forcing the emperor to pay them tribute. Yes, you heard that right. The Emperor of China paid off pirates. The ruthless tactics of a pirate queen. Ching Shih's mastery of strategy and intimidation turned the Red Flag Fleet into a terrifying force. One of her most infamous tactics involved psychological warfare. Before attacking a village, she would send captured prisoners ahead with tales of her fleet's unstoppable power. These stories often caused entire settlements to surrender without a fight, saving her time and resources. One shocking story recounts how Ching Shih dealt with a rebellious captain who attempted to betray her. She captured him, tied him to a cannon, and fired it, sending a chilling message to anyone who dared cross her. This brutal efficiency ensured loyalty within her ranks and terror among her enemies. Her fleet also perfected the art of disguise. Pirates would pose as fishermen or merchants, luring unsuspecting ships close before launching a sudden and devastating attack. This cunning approach allowed her to capture countless vessels without significant losses. Another remarkable tactic involved planting spies among her enemies. These spies provided inside information, from ship routes to naval reinforcements, allowing Ching Shih to anticipate attacks and set ambushes. This network of intelligence made her nearly invincible on the high seas. The battle that defied an empire. By 1809, Ching Shih had become such a threat that the Qing dynasty, with support from the British and Portuguese, launched a massive naval campaign to destroy her. They amassed hundreds of warships and soldiers, determined to end her reign once and for all. But Ching Shih was always one step ahead. Using her superior knowledge of the South China Sea, she set a trap for the Imperial Navy. She lured them into narrow straits where her fleet ambushed them from both sides. In one of the most humiliating defeats in Qing naval history, Ching Shih captured dozens of ships and even forced high-ranking officials to kneel before her. Her dominance didn't stop there. After the battle, she demanded ransom for the captured officials and ships. The Qing government, desperate to end the conflict, agreed to her terms, further cementing her reputation as an unstoppable force. The Shocking Endgame. You might think someone as ruthless as Ching Shih would meet a bloody end, But here's the twist. She didn't. In 1810, after years of dominance, Ching Shih negotiated a stunning surrender deal with the Qing government. She managed to keep her immense fortune and even secured pardons for herself and her entire crew. Many of her pirates were absorbed into the Qing Navy, and Ching Shih retired as one of the wealthiest women in China. She spent her later years running a gambling house and living in relative peace. A shocking end for a woman who had once been the most feared pirate in the world. She died in 1844 at the age of 69, outliving most of her enemies, securing her legacy as a legend. Legacy of the Pirate Queen. Ching Shih's impact on history is undeniable. She shattered the traditional roles of women in her time, proving that a woman could outthink, outfight, and outmaneuver the most powerful men of her era. Her story challenges the notion of piracy as mere chaos, showing instead how discipline and strategy could turn outlaws into an unstoppable force. Her life also highlights the power dynamics of her time, where even an emperor couldn't subdue a well-organized force of outlaws. Today, Ching Shih is remembered not just as a pirate, but as a pioneer of leadership and strategy, inspiring countless stories and legends. So the next time you think of pirates, remember Ching Shih, the woman who ruled the seas, defied empires, and retired undefeated. Thanks for watching this episode of Underworld Chronicles. If you enjoyed uncovering the dark secrets of crime history, make sure to hit that SubsCrime button and join our growing family of true crime enthusiasts. Don't miss out. New stories drop every week. Keep exploring, watch the other videos, and dive deeper into the world of crime. Let us know in the comments what story you'd like to see next. Until then, stay tuned for more tales from the underworld.